Isn't the free market wonderful? Competition truly breeds some awesome results. And I'm not talking about the ravaging of the environment or rampant consumerism, but we can definitely get to that in another vlog. The middleweight naked class is often overlooked because of, super nakeds, leader bikes, but honestly, it's a lot of manufacturers' bread and butter. And for Triumph, it's really no different. And these machines, while down on power compared to their big brothers, they are often the perfect blend of performance and practicality and represent, in my opinion, a really great all-around motorcycle. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about Triumph's new Street 77765. I'm a little late to the game with this video, but had some other stuff come up, so I couldn't make it right when I wanted to. But I'm really excited to talk about it because I am, as many of you know, a Triumph aficionado, super big fan of what they do, love their motorcycles. Triples are probably my favorite engine configuration, so let's get into this. Triumph already had a winner with the original Street Triple. In my opinion, it was about as good as motorcycles got in terms of something practical, fun, and truly usable. A whistling, howling triple-cylinder motor that loved to rev out, a power band that you wanted to explore and utilize, and plenty of punch. Triumph, despite their branding at the press launch, a revolution is coming, and yet you didn't bring out futuristic hover bikes. They've iterated on top of a formula that works and brought the Street Triple closer to the fold of its closest competitors, namely the Yamaha FZ09, Ducati's 821 Monster, and the Kawasaki Z900, which is also all new for 2017. Yamaha's FZ09 used to be the bargain basement option, despite having a monstrous amount of torque for the money. So Triumph could coast by claiming that their offering was the refined option, that is until Yamaha brought out their latest FZ09, complete with a revised suspension, remapped throttle, ABS, traction control, and a refreshed look. Uh-oh. Triumph isn't asking a huge price premium to get into the Street Triple over the FZ09, which is what most consumers will be cross-shopping, I imagine. Price for the Street starts at $9,900 over the $8,999 price for the Yamaha, and what exactly does that base Street Triple get you? Well, it's complicated because Triumph positions itself as a premium bike manufacturer. It has developed 3 distinct flavors for the new Street Triple. $9,900 base gets you on the saddle of the S model, which makes 111 horsepower, which is really not too shabby at all, and there's plenty for most people. Complete with ABS, ride-by-wire throttle, and traction control. However, one important new feature that it won't come with is the Tft Display. For that, you'll have to go to the higher spec R model. Another downside to the S is it doesn't come with fully adjustable front and rear suspension, only preload for the rear, which is a pretty big downside. So jumping to the R, what does that get you? Well, you get 116 horsepower, fully adjustable Showa forks, a bit of fancy coloring scheme, everyone knows that red is always the raciest, and the Tft Display, which I have to admit is pretty great. It's high time manufacturers start embracing these displays and offering them on their bikes. Then you get into the RS version, which is new for Triumph. Just as a side note, could we get a 765 RS Daytona? Jesus Christ, that would be amazing. This one is the closest to track ready as they make for the street. It'll come with adjustable Öhlins rear shock, a quick shifter, and a lap timer. Prices for the R and the RS have not been confirmed as of the making of this video, but you can probably expect a premium of anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800 if I were to guess. So does it make sense to consider this new Street Triple? I'd say so. Having ridden both the Yamaha FZ09, the last generation, not this new one, and many of Triumph's offerings, I owned a Daytona for a year, I can safely say there is a step up in build quality and refinement to the British manufacturer's bikes. One that absolutely warrants its $1,000 price premium over the Japanese competitor that's most close to it. Triumph has taken a page out of JDM. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've built upon the legacy of the Street Triple and now offers a bike that is in every way better than its predecessor. More power, lighter weight, more features, and without costing that much more. An interesting thing to think about is, will Triumph cannibalize their own Speed Triple with this new bike? I can't imagine wanting a Speed Triple over this new Street given the substantial weight difference between the two. A light bike is a fun bike, and the new Street Triple looks like it's destined to impress. I'd love to get my hands on one and see how it fares. Being familiar with Triumph's bikes and knowing that this new Streety is more Daytona than dulled naked bike, it seems incredibly exciting. This is one of, if not the most important bike Triumph makes in their lineup. They're wise not to mess with the formula too much. Pouring tons of R&D and electronics into the bike brings it up to speed with its closest competitors. In my opinion, it's still the clear champ of the middleweight naked bike class, and with these revisions, it'll most likely hold its spot in the hearts and minds of most people who are in the market for this kind of bike. Now, if only they could do something about those goggles it's wearing. It looks like it's gone scuba diving. But the Street Triple's goofy looks are a bit endearing. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. If you like what you've seen, hit subscribe. This is a bit of a new format for me. I'm trying to integrate sort of like normal vlogs versus like scripting over some video content, trying something a little new here. So if you like what you've seen, give it a thumbs up down below, or if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Doesn't matter to me. Hopefully you enjoyed, hopefully you got something useful out of this, and I'll put together some links below of some press releases for the Street 765, which is actually kind of hard to say. I feel like that number configuration could have been a little better. I feel like if they made it like a Street 800 or a Street 750, I don't know, something more like that. 765 is such an awkward number, doesn't flow off the tongue, but hey, I'm not in charge of Triumph's marketing department.